if that makes sense.
The next item is item number 12, an application for a certificate of appropriateness in the Borough of Manhattan, docket number 15-3452, block 2024, lot 6, 261 West 138th Street in the St. Nicholas Historic District. An eclectic Georgian-style row house designed by Bruce Price and Clarence S. Luce and built in 1891 to 92. The application is to alter the rear facade and garage. And this was read into the record on June 17, 2004.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, right. He said they're listening to us, too. These spirits, they're coming out here around 2 or 3 in the morning. Talk about how we did.
Good afternoon, Carousel of Landmark staff. 261 West 138th Street is located on the north side of the street with Frederick Douglass on the west and Adam King Powell Jr. to the east. The alterations at the rear are visible from a gated entrance to the existing alleyway from Frederick Douglass Boulevard. The alterations are for modifying the rear facade of the existing garage, as well as the two-story L addition beyond, which include enlarging a window opening to the garage and a window opening to the roof of the two-story L addition. And the architect is here to present the application.
Thank you, Carl.
Hearing open, please. Excuse me, open. Thank you. Go ahead.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. My name is Mike Allman. I'm an associate principal with SRW, the engineers and the applicants for this before you. I'd like to start by saying that as Carl pointed out, this project, this alteration that we're proposing is to the rear of a privately owned home on 261 West 138th Street within the St. Nicholas Historic District, commonly referred to as Strivers Row. Now, the defining features of Strivers Row District includes the continuity of its block fronts, the rhythm established by subtle variations of the street facade. The work in question does not relate to the exterior of street facade, but to the interior of the block along the common alleyways. And to our knowledge, it does not have consistent historical appearance. The proposed work involves the alteration to the original rear of the building and to a later addition of an accessory garage. The intent is to capture the existing square footage on 2 low roofs at the rear of the building for use by the occupants of the building as recreational outdoor space. The proposed alteration will be visible, as Carl noted, through a gate at the end of the public alleyway on Frederick Douglass Boulevard. So, looking through that gate here on board 2, these photographs are a compilation of the view looking down the alleyway towards the east from that gate. And the arrows indicate the residence in question. Over here, you can see a little bit better in this compilation photograph, the rear of the existing building, just the top of the two-story addition, which was original construction, and the later added on garage at the rear. These photographs show a little bit more close-up of the existing two-story rear L addition, which is, has a flat roof on the west side, a low parapet on the north, and it's topped with a pike railing currently. Okay? This photograph in the lower corner here is a photograph of the front of the garage as it exists now. Okay? Our proposal is to remove the front of the garage and rebuild it, raising the height. We'll rebuild the roof deck and raise the height of a parapet around to match the height of the adjacent neighboring garage, which you can see there. It's already been raised and is being used as a roof addition. We'd like to match that in height. We also propose to raise slightly the existing parapet wall at the two-story roof and top it off with a metal iron railing. This, I think, shows you a little bit better in 3 dimensions of what we're proposing. The existing rear facade is shown up here in the corner. All right. And the proposed addition, as Cara noted, is we would be removing a window and the sill, lowering the sill, adding on a door to walk off onto this small roof deck. The materials would be matching the existing, the new replacement windows, excuse me. And then at the rear of the L addition, we would be creating a new opening, new masonry opening with lintel to match. And again, raising the parapet around the garage, rebuilding the parapet, rebuilding the front, putting in an arch front across the garage doors, replacing the garage doors. All of this would be finished with a walk-off precast concrete paver, and the walls would be finished with a precast coping.
Okay.
These photographs are taking various points along the alley,
Okay.
all looking west.
We're fine on that. We got that. Any questions?
Only it's brick,
Marjorie.
right? The addition is brick?
Correct.
Okay, change it.
Yeah, I just wanted to ask whether you considered the pictures it shows a number of different, sort of terraces that are just open, let's say they're, ironwork on top of the garage rather than raising the parapet. And I just wondered if you had considered that and why you chose to go this way rather than having a somewhat more open.
Right. There is a real mismatch going along. I think the reason we proposed a solid for two purposes. One is the existing garage has
Right.
already been raised with a drive-it finish, so we
Right.
wanted to match that volumetric height. Also, with the addition of the archway in the front, we felt that having a little bit more mass above it kind of balances that out.
Okay, thank you.
So,
Okay. Yes?
where you actually, so you're raising the roof lines, the garage?
The roof level will not be raised. We'll be rebuilding it to carry the loads, but the level of the roof will remain.
So now, so in your proposed design, will the height of parapet be the same as the building on the left?
To the east, yes, yes.
So you're saying that the buildings on one side are low, but the building on the other
Right,
side
unfortunately,
is that the
existing-
only high one in that drive area, in that alleyway? Is that the only high parapet wall?
No, I think there's it's kind of an up and down.
It is somewhat of a hodgepodge.
I mean, if you look here, this is a portion of our block. You can kind of see that it's very irregular rhythm. And
That's blocked the windows.
Okay, any other questions?
They don't care.
Thank you. We have is there testimony? Then I have letters from the Kings Court West 139th Street Block Association approving the application, and a letter also from Community Board 10 supporting the application. Discussion. Marjorie.
Unblocked it, that's them.
The proposals are minimal and I think fine, but I would recommend that because there doesn't seem to be any situation like that with an arched opening in the driveway, and I don't really think it's consistent with what you see back there, that the head should be flat, and also that on the L, it should be a railing as opposed to a parapet plus a short railing. That's all.
Okay.
I agree with those comments.
Fred.
I don't mind a little upgrading on the back, a little arch. I think that's nice. What's back there is not so right, but maybe that's not going to carry the
I'd agree.
With Marjorie? Yeah.
Yeah, I guess so.
Okay, no, I also think that, yes, to raise the garage is fine, because there are many examples, I guess, of that in the yard. I would also probably keep the door straight and not do the raising of the little area above.
Do it.
But I would raise the garage.
Okay, I think Marjorie will do a consensus that leaves a couple of modifications to the staff, and we'll close the hearing. Thank you.
Okay, in the matter of a certificate of appropriateness for 261 West 138th Street in the St. Nicholas Historic District, the application is to alter the rear facade and garage. I recommend approval, finding that over 50% of the houses in the row along West 138th Street and West 139th Street currently feature garages or rear yard additions with varying heights, widths, and materials, that the visibility of the garage and rear facade are limited to an oblique view through a gated service entrance from Frederick Douglass Boulevard, that reconstruction of the garage's rear facade in brick masonry with stone coping to match the finish of the building's existing rear masonry facade will replace the existing non-historic stucco and asphalt shingle finishes, that the proposed height of the garage wall will match the height of the adjacent garage building at 259 West 138th Street, that the configuration of the proposed doors at the rear facade of the row house and the rear facade of the two-story L will not detract from the significant architectural features of the building or adjacent buildings, provided that the applicant works with the staff to flatten the arch of the garage door and eliminates the parapet increase to replace with railing at the L.
Second, all in favor? Aye, opposed? Approved, thank you.